Hello, welcome to a new tutorial. I'm Diego. Today we're going to talk about the use of the tablet, how to become a lot more comfortable with the use of it. Basically, I'm going to teach you how to use the basics of Photoshop in order to accomplish those. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new layer. On this layer, we've got here our panels with all the tools. Here is the brush tool, which I like to use separately because it's a lot easier to move. And so, well, what should we say now? Oh yes, there is this tool is called the brush tool. You can make it wider and bigger with Control and Alt at the same time and clicking it. And we got the eraser, which has the same properties, which removes painting. And we can change the opacity with the brush selection tool with the right click of your mouse. And it applies to the eraser as well as to the brush. We're going to use the hard round, this part. Lots of beginners have this problem. They tend to use the hand, the movement of the hand, in order to accomplish the line, and that's wrong. Sometimes they get a little bit too slow, which makes the line look a little bit too shaky, or they are just too fast, which makes it less accurate. So this is another problem. Lots of beginners tend to make lots and lots of lines together, which is bad. So what you need to do is relax your hand and use your shoulder and your elbow in order to help you make a lot better lines, more confident in a sort of speaking. And you can erase what you don't need, which is actually something very useful in digital painting. So as I said, you need to make really loose gestures with your hand as you're painting. And remember, you can always go back, which you can do with normal media, and you can adjust the size and the place when you can't continue to paint in the canvas. So here we're going to make a rough stroke in order to accomplish the form which follows. And as I said, you can also always erase what you don't need, which is very useful to refine the lines and edges. It's quite handy. Now, there is this one thing you have to be careful with, and it's when you're making these wide lines, you need to have a sense of direction and position, which helps you a lot when you're making a very detailed illustration. And so, as I said, this is a very rough sketch. It's just the general form. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect because this is a study for yourself. You can erase what you don't need again, and well, get the general shape you want with wide, confident lines. I'm being very reiterative with this, but it's important you to understand. A confident line makes very confident drawing, which is a lot more pleasing to the sight, and it's a lot. It has movement in it, which is very appreciated and very beautiful, sort of saying. So I think we're going to finish up the upper part of the higher part of the night, and I'm going to teach you something else. Yeah. yes, I think it's over. We can adjust the size. See how much like the original work is. That's pretty fine. And so you should just try new photos with this. And that's it. Now, the new thing I'm going to teach you is how to lose your hand before you start drawing, which is very important because you had a loose hand and a loose movement, your lines will come out easier. So you need to make these wide circles and then make them small again. Just lose your hand with the movement of your elbow and your shoulder in order to accomplish, well, wider and more precise lines. It takes a lot of practice, so don't feel frustrated if you cannot do it at the same time, at the first time, sorry. Yeah, as I said, you can change the shape, the size, everything, but we will cover that up in much later video. Oh yes, this is very important. When you're working with a tablet, the one of the best things which you don't have with a mouse is you can actually change the opacity by how hard you press the tip of your stylus against the tablet itself. And so with this you can create textures and well, opacities which makes your work a lot more appealing. Yes, like for example here, I'm getting rid of whatever I don't need, as I said, and then changing the pressure I'm going to apply. You can create lots of shades which actually help you a lot when you're creating, well, shadows or textures, as I said. And well, that's basically it. Hope you enjoyed. Just keep on exercising your hand before you start drawing. Lots of circular movements are very, very useful in order to lose your hand.